So just I want to circle back to Stein before we wrap up, because because when I was doing a lot of writing on pornography, I was learning more about mirror neurons, right?
Yeah.
And so I guess neuroscientists have been talking about these maybe for the last 15 years or so. And it's the idea that when I experience, let's say pornography, right? Like if I watch pornography, my brain doesn't make the distinction, even though in one sense I understand that I'm not participating in this act. Yeah. My body receives the experience as if I were.
Yeah.
And so the analogy I like to give is, men often understand this. If you go to some sort of sports game and a man is hit in a tender area,
yeah,
men react as if they were hit in that tender area. And my understanding of Stein, am I saying, is it Stein or Stein? Forgive me.
So Stein English, I'm trying to Stein German,
but I'm trying to be fancy.
Go between the two because I just don't ever remember which,
Well, you correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding was that she says, and also when we think of empathy, we often think of, I feel your pain kind of thing, but her understanding is broader than that, right? It's like, I feel your jubilation. It's not just pain.
Yeah.
But that she says something, or she seems to mean, I don't deduce from your facial expressions that you are in pain.
Yeah.
Remind myself what that was like last time I was also in that state, and then sympathize with that.
Yeah.
But I'm actually experiencing your pain, your jubilation.
Yeah.
And if I'm right in that, then that really does seem to, modern neuroscience really seems to confirm that rather bizarre insight in a way.
Yeah. So let's track through what you said there. So, you're at a stadium or you're watching on TV and you see the athlete hurt in his masculinity, and then you wince. What you're doing is you're experiencing his experience of the pain. And so what she says is it's primordial for the athlete and it's non-primordial for me. It's not my pain, but it's con-primordial. I'm in a way experiencing it together with you. Now, that doesn't mean I have the pain in myself. I don't experience the pain directly.
I see.
But I do experience you experiencing pain and can relate myself to it. And as you said, this is not a deductive. It's not an inference from an argument. It's like an immediate experience. And interestingly enough, some of the problems with understanding empathy is that I see you experiencing pain and I experience the pain together with you. That would be to conflate the subjects. We're no longer two separate subjects, but we're now one thing, experiencing pain, you directly, me indirectly. For Stein, no, you retain your separation as subjects. I see you and I experience you experiencing that pain. And in a way, it relates me to you as a subject and keeps our independence. There's a kind of unity and distinction maintained in it.
That makes sense. Thanks, in the Summa, Thomas talks about 5 remedies for sorrow.
Yeah.
And one of them is to share with a friend what you're experiencing.
Yeah.
And he says, this relieves or assuages sorrow for 2 reasons. The first is, he says, when I see you experiencing my pain and being saddened by it, I'm reminded that I'm loved, which is just a beautiful thing. The second thing he says is, in sharing my burden with you, it's like you help me carry this weight, and so I'm not carrying the full force of it on my own.
Yeah, I would say that Stein's understanding of empathy shows up there. And I would say that there's a certain respect in which you can understand empathy as undergirding the possibility of love. Like if I don't know that you're another personal subject experiencing the world and I think you're an object, I love you for me. But if I know that you're another personal subject, I can love you for you. And empathy is what gives me you as another personal subject. So without empathy, no personal love. And you see this in friendship in the ways that friends share life together and can co-experience one another's sorrow, one another's joy.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe or you're a dingus. What's a dingus exactly?
Used to refer to something one cannot or does not wish to name specifically.
You don't have to subscribe, but if you did, I'd love it. You dingus.
Like the video. That's who we're using that one. Take one.